You listen to me, young man. Just listen to the way I speak to you. I speak to you with the Spirit. Everyone has this Spirit in himself or herself. The love of self, the love of country, the love of our race as black people will give everyone the capacity to lead. Leadership is about love. When you love your neighbor, then you will be able to donate food to him. That is leadership. That was Africa's culture was designed that everyone is a leader in their specific capacities and talents. So there was the Bawesi, the Bahinji, talk about, so the farmers would lead themselves in that sector. The hunters would do, you understand. These ones, craftsmanship from childhood. Everything there was no force. The society was specialized that these women are good in this. So they wouldn't make it hard. And everything would look organic because God has given us different gifts. So those gifts and talents would be identified at the earliest stage of growth, even at 4 years. So at the age of 25, you would be a master. Already you a master in something. Either you are producing spears, you are producing backcloth, you are a mama baby. So the father is a senior father at the age of 20 years and knows how to lead his family. So here I have even Chiwalata. Can you imagine? I've just graduated. Can you imagine 40 years that you are studying nonsense, and you are studying in English, you are studying things when you're reading those Bazungu's books, and then you call yourself a master's. You have graduated with a master's, not a master's in fishing, in making tables made from African trees, a master in African language, a master's in making African medicine from Africa's locally available herbs, because even Panado come from these trees. And then Panado, we don't know even the name of Panado it means. Obviously, it was a name of an Indian, we can't tell. Yet the inside materials, the elements are from African trees. And so here it is. If I came and made an African, maybe Panado, and call it an African name, they say, oh, you musawa mugando, you mumugobe, yes, mumugobe. What nonsense is this? And yet Jesus used healing power from herbs, and people walked and saw the world. And so he said, go and tell your people that God has healed you. Using nature. God had to use a donkey, can you imagine? A donkey, and turned it into a border. What I was going to say bad word here. He used the border, used the horse to ride, and they received him as a VIP in a city. What about us who made bicycles made in wood? Do you remember that, my fellow young people? Without any qualification, myself and my brothers and sisters, we made a border made out of wood. You remember, even you brother in the village. So you would fetch water, and your mother would say, hey, you are now bringing 5 jerrycans. Oh my God, my son is crafting, he's an innovator. Now, if we had allowed that for 100 years, then it means we would have made our own bicycles made in Africa from our own materials. So to answer your question, my brother, is that, my brother, once again, is that we need liberation. The second liberation. Museveni led the first liberation. It was a guerrilla wars liberation. 5 years and he became a head of state. We want him now, before God takes him back to heaven, to make sure he leads us within these 5 years, and Ugandans must actually accept it, whether you are National Unity Platform or DP or FDC or this FPP or PP or anti, all of us, all religions, we must unite and welcome ourselves the second liberation struggle that is not just a liberation, but this is an ideological, socio-cultural revolution anchored on 2 things: Ubuntu ideology. Ubuntu. obuntu. Tulina okuzukusa empewo ezo ez'obuntu, oba tuguyite muzimu, oba endowooza, oba ya mindset ey'obuntu. Obuntu titwetaga na madiini gano gonna, twetaga eddiini emu gye bayita obuntu religion, eyo ey'obuntu. Kubanga Jesus said, amongst all these commandments, love your God as you love yourself. Love your neighbor as you love. So what is the commonality there? Love. Yes. So if you have love, you don't need religion from the West. If then that is true based on the biblical evidence and the Quranic evidence, and the Jews have continued to tell us, even the monks have told us, the most significant thing is the religion of love. And so for Africans, for us to be able to master and kind of reboot the Africa we want, we need a new religion called Ubuntu religion. With that, it will help us iron out the following problems of leadership that you are talking about. Accountability. Then nobody will be corrupt. Because Ubuntu religion, ne culture, eyo, buli omu kagitambulirako, ey'obuntu. Inti bwenziba sente, there is likelihood, sente zino, sente badde zigula eddagala emulago, abantu bajja kufa. Abantu bayinza okufa bannange, obuntu awo mbasi nkasudde. Obuntu sijja kuba sente zo eza gavumenti. Sente zino ziyinza kuba nga ze zigenda okukola oluguudo mama. Abantu enguudo kati abantu bagenda bafiira ku luguudo. Emmotoka zaabwe ezife. Bambi ekyobuntu nga kikuyinga ojjukira obuntu. Obuntu sijja zibba ezo olaba corruption oba mukoze eki. But the corruption, like now they are saying we are going to arrest Among. Do you think corruption will end? It will not end. Because it is like all of us, all the Ugandans are corrupt. So we need jails. Every Ugandan is supposed to be in jail. Because all of us have failed. So how do you clean such a kind of nation? You need a new type of leadership that is anchored in the Ubuntu African civilization, to pave way for a new religion and the birth of a new area awakening in families. Abazadde nga bebatusomesa, abanaddiini bonna nga bebatusomesa, abasomesa mu masomero nga eyo curriculum, eyo gye bayita curriculum egenda okuteekawo generation empya, abantu abapya mu ngoye empya, mu mind empya. Kati ekyokubiri kyegenda okujjawo kyegenda oteekawo transparency. Kubanga kyekizibu kyaffe. Omuzungu ono yakimanyi nti abantu bano very transparent. The type of leadership we had here was giving you transparency, accountability, unity and diversity, power. Can you imagine transformation? Kubanga esente za public omusolo ngwaliwo nga baguteka oteria gubba. Kubanga kabaka bajja kutta, bajja kusanyawo. Ebintu ebyekyalo tebabizanyirako nga buli muntu akimanyi ebintu byekyalo nga babayita ku lunaku lwakutaano n'olwokusatu for obulungi bwansi. Everyone would be there. Bw'oba toliiwo abaana bo bonna n'abakyala bo 10 balina okubaawo. Kubanga what is going to be done is for common good, for common benefit. Kati Africa's leadership model eyaliwo bamanyi nti abantu bano, if we allow them go like this, they are going to continue being our superpowers. And you know we have ever been the superpower of Europe. Some countries, by the way, several many years ago, we went and conquered Europe. We led the Europeans for some years. Japan, you go to Jakusangoya Manya Tokohara, Amanya Gabasoga, Kato, Kizito, Jegari. You go to South Korea, these are our brothers. You go to UK, you go to the museum, you go to the list of their leaders, you will find there was kings and queens from Africa. You go to Middle East, we have a full community of black people in Israel. They are there. You go to South Korea, you go to China, they are blacks. Now if you go to Australia, Banang, oh my God, you will be amazed.
They are also the indigenous.
They are there. Now you go to America, the land of opportunity and power. the influence of the community of the black civilization and innovation and talent is the one driving the economy and the leadership of America. America's founding fathers and the values they set forth. We are not just European, no. Because the Europeans didn't have a civilization as Africa. So the black civilization, they just, Washington and those Presidents Roosevelt and others, John Kings, all of them, they just, because some of them were slave masters. How can a slave master be civilized anyway? I am so sorry to reveal this to Ugandans. So they were learning some of these things from the slaves in their gardens. So that's, and then you say, oh my God, these guys are civilized. These guys are, and we had to build Washington, D.C. We had to build the New York you see today. Even the dollar, on the dollar there is a mark of a pyramid sort of Egypt. So they didn't forget our signatures and our scars and our presence in America is evident today. And so that's why President Trump, we really requested him, please don't just bully around and mistreat our Africans. Just like President Biden, after engaging him in 2024, he promised loud and clear, said, Africans, please enjoy America because this is your nation. You built it with your sweat. So to unplug and kind of make a win-win right now, global north and global south, we need to revitalize, restore order in the mindset and the psychic and the attitudes of Africans to go back to being an independent African, walking in the tradition of Ubuntu to lead and guide us to transform.